In case D, we're asked to calculate two different confidence intervals. In this case, we're told to calculate the 99% confidence interval, and we have the case of that we're looking at zinc concentration in the liver of two different fish species. We have 56 samples of one species and 61 samples of the other, and we have the sample mean and the sample standard deviation, and we now need to construct the two-sided 99% confidence intervals for each of these cases. In both of these, we're using the same equation to start with: x bar plus or minus t of alpha over 2 n minus 1 and s over square root of n. So for the first case, we have 9.15 plus or minus, we need to find our t value, and then we're going to multiply that by 1.27, and we're going to divide by the square root of 56. And in the second case, we're going to have 3.08 plus or minus that critical value of t times 1.71 divided by the square root of 61. And now it's time to find those critical values of t. The parameters that we need here are shown up here. They're alpha over 2, and alpha is 1%, so we need actually an alpha over 2 of 0.5% or 0.005. And we have a n minus 1 of 55 and then 60. When we look back at our tables, we find that we have neither 55 or 60, but we're looking at the case of alpha equals 0.5%, so we're looking in this row, and we're looking at some sort of linear interpolation between, whoops, I have that wrong, linear interpolation between 0.268 and 0.263. You can see that when we have a n minus 1 of 55, we're very close to the 0.268, so we'll actually use that. But when we have 61 observations for an n minus 1 of 60, I'm going to use a 2.67 as my linearly interpolated result. So we're going back to our problem and zooming back out. Whoops, I'm on the wrong problem. The two values that we said we were going to use was 2.68 and 2.67 there, and when I did that, I ended up with a mean confidence interval for the first species that I'll just abbreviate with MI lies somewhere in the interval of 8.70 to 9.60, and my units here were micrograms per gram. And for the second species, which I'll abbreviate with PC, that lies somewhere in the interval of 2.50 to 3.66 micrograms per gram. And that's the end of case D.